Hi, this is Dr. Kathy Dooley. As many of you guys know, I've been very intensely excited about my 2020 Get Up Challenge, where for every day of the year that it is, I'll do that many Get Ups minimum. And so far I'm off to a good start. I wanted to share with you guys the ID version of the Get Up, the Immaculate Dissection version, the company I co-founded and am lead instructor and content generator for. I really like the Turkish Get Up, and as you guys probably have seen before, the Turkish Get Up kind of starts in this position, and then you roll up to the elbow, prop to the hand, kind of bend, sweep the leg, come up to a half kneeling position, come up to a standing position, and then reverse it. This is a fantastic drill, really wonderful. It's just that in ID, we tend to like to do a little bit more spinal assessment, but it's fantastic to do. There's also the DNS version, which is the Czech Get Up, where they start you in a supine position into supine 90-90. Then you move to a 4-month position where you adduct a little bit more. You go into sideline 5-month position, then go into 7-month prop. And then the rest of it looks pretty similar to the rest of the Get Up, only they'll do a drag forward for centration, and then come up to stand. And then the reverse, pretty much the same. Only you see the big difference is the fact that sideline drill and then coming back to a laying position. They can also add in at the very top a squat, which can also be very fun. For the ID Get Up, we just don't like the foot drag so much. We want to be able to train the body with these 5 major voleming subsystems, and by picking up the foot, it may cause the person to have a little bit of lack of balance whenever they have a bell overhead. So I wanted to modify that a little bit and use the ID Get Up, which I found a lot of fun with. So instead of going to the 4-month position with the knees super tucked from this 3-month part of the Czech Get Up, what we do is instead of coming here, we just stay here in supine 90-90, and we do something called the laws of 45s, where we let the femurs just slightly externally rotate and abduct as they're flexing, slight dorsiflexion, and then the fingers come out towards the ends of the knees to give us that 45-degree angularity of the elbow as well. And then we have the person start to roll over, keeping the femurs nice and centered up, and keeping the spine nice and stable in line, and have the person prop up onto the elbow, keeping that contact. And then we let the feet come down. What this does is it helps people that are doing the Turkish Get Up, that are doing that girl in the club thing where they're rolling up like this and putting a lot of stiffness and tightness into the hip, or the people that like to lift a leg like this when you do a Get Up. You often see people do that. Or you may see people actually bend the knee and kind of bow it in on the support leg. I see people like slamming parts into the ground to try to avoid it. And mostly it's because they lack oblique stability. So if you're in this supine 90-90 position with the laws of 45s, it actually prevents you from overusing the distal slings. It forces you to really get the obliques to be the part that props you up. And then from here, as you're at the elbow, we just pause in ID. We pause and see if the person can put equal pressure into the tripod of the foot that we mark with coins. And then we push through the hand as well, creating really nice centration of the support limbs. And then we see if the person can keep spinal stability as they lift the hip up and tuck it under themselves without cranking into the back, putting pressure to the shoulder, or bowing the knee. This will keep the person pretty safe if they're underloaded or able to do that. Then we progress them to the palm prop position, doing the exact same thing. And we like to keep their hand instead of overhead, we keep it more like here, just to see if they're able to connect all the parts together with anterior sling, lateral subsystem, posterior slings, these subsystems of movement. And then after they're able to do that, then we'll let them sweep the leg underneath. And as they're stabilized here, we let them rock back and then come up into the kneeling position. In this kneeling position, this is when we have them start to say, hey, can I stabilize in a stance leg? Can I pick this up? And then plant and keep stable without leaning back or without decentrating side to side. So we have them do a few of those. And then not to rush the standing position, but we have them stand up into a lunge and then propel forward. You'll see some people come from the half kneeling position and then just step forward, where I think that a lot of strength and stability can be lost. What you can do is train this position and then propel forward. And then as you reverse it, the same thing occurs, right? We windshield wiper the leg to drag over, and then practice a couple of half kneeling balances, and then hinge back, coming down to here, Again, trying to sweep through to make sure we're connected. Doing again, a rock from the elbow prop position. And then letting the legs come up again, making our contact at the knees, our laws of 45s, and then slowly rolling back over. Never coming up with our neck, never trying to do girl in the club. We try to keep as many stable parts as possible. And of course, you always do it on both sides to make sure that you don't build discrepancy, yes? So same thing, laws of 45s, or roll over, take your nice inhale, keep your spine stable, prop yourself up. Now that you're in the prop, do a couple rocks, make sure you're stable. Go into here, make sure you're stable, and then let yourself sweep through. Good, hinge back, get into your half kneeling position, and then practice a couple of balances, making sure everything stays centered up, making sure you're pushing through the tripods of the feet, and then standing up, and then propelling forward, just to see that from the side, coming from this position, and stepping forward. And again, reverse it. Here, I can stop here, just to make sure I've got a good little rock there, here, to make sure I have a nice little rock. And come back to laws of 45s, and go back to your back. And of course, we'll add load to this, as you'll see me do in future videos. So hopefully you can see the cross between the Turkish getup and the Czech getup would be the ID getup, and whatever getup you're doing, just do it. But you might find one of them to be more beneficial than the other. So you have to experiment with the different getups and see which one is diagnostic for you, where you have discrepancies on one side versus the other, and see what you can clean up with any of the varieties of getups. Never hate on a getup, try them all, see what works for you. Hopefully you liked the ID getup, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Send me some videos and show me your ID getup if you get a chance.